Celebrates Black History Month, we continue to talk Utes. It was a history-making season in a decade of change in America, 1966. The first time a college basketball coach would go with an all-black starting five. Hollywood retold the story. It was a movie called Glory Road, but what many may not know is Utah's connection to that season and the journey since then for Ute star Jerry Chambers, that year's Final Four MVP. Here's Sammy Linebaugh.
1965, smack in the middle of the civil rights movement, and for the University of Utah, an extraordinary season of basketball.
Those 2 years I was at Utah was tremendous years for me.
We had the shooters, we had the players, we had the speed. They were seeing things that they had never seen before.
Jerry Chambers shows his great defensive ability. He tipped a block shot over to Tate, who then hits McKay. And McKay has his patented jump shot for 2 points.
This is actual footage of Utah playing in the 1966 NCAA Final Four.
This is the big offense versus the big defense. The Utes are the 6th leading offensive club in the nation. The Miners the #1 defensive unit.
Texas Western, the Utes' opponent, had faced mounting racial discrimination in parts of the South and East. Although the Utes also started several black players, they hadn't experienced the tension felt in other regions of the country until the tournament.
When we went back east, then it was a different story. All of a sudden we found out that our players couldn't stay in certain hotels and motels. We had to stay outside of town and stay in another place that would accept black people. And we said, well, we're not splitting up. So we would all stay out and then bus into the games whenever we'd have games.
Team chemistry was a big part of the Utes' success.
Jerry Chambers, All-American, All-Conference, outstanding performer in both NCAA Far West and NCAA Finals.
We were just a team. I never saw it as black and white. I never have. I always thought about I said, that guy can play or that guy can't play.
And we went to play basketball. We didn't go for any other reason other than, trying to win a national championships.
Against Texas Western, Utah's Jerry Chambers scored 25 points in the first half alone.
Bobby Joe Hill killed us in the second half of that game. Bobby Joe Hill was 0 for 10 in the first half. And then he came back and hit 5 straight shots, and that killed him. We couldn't stop him.
Bobby Joe Hill and the Miners, as the movie Glory Road relives, went on to make history, beating Kentucky in the championship game with an all-black starting five. But it was Chambers and the Utes who took home the MVP title.
Tate looks for Chambers, and Chambers has the baseline jumper.
But Jerry outshined everybody in the tournament, especially point-wise. I mean, he probably outscored everybody in the 4-game tournament by 40 points, maybe higher, 50 points.
When you consider that he was on a team that lost 2 of the games in the Final Four, and he's voted the MVP. I mean, that's just, you don't do that. In this day and age, that would be impossible. And yet, he was by far the best player in the whole tournament.
Chambers has been asked many times what that year meant for black men in America. His answer may not be fully understood until you hear the rest of his story.
Yeah, y'all say, go ahead, KJ. That's where to go, baby. Come on.
For the past 25 years, Chambers has been mentoring up-and-coming athletes in the Los Angeles area.
This is the wall of champions in here.
A career path, you might say, found him amidst a family tragedy. It was 1983 in a gym much like this one. Jerry Chambers' life forever changed. He was watching his son, Jerry Jr., play in a basketball game when the 13-year-old inexplicably collapsed.
My son passed away right there on the floor. And it really was a really sad time in my life. My wife, 6 months after my son was born, my wife passed away. And so here we go, 13 years later, and boom, I'm sitting at a basketball game, and here's my son collapsing on the floor there. I said, wait a minute, hold it, this can't be going on like this. And he was gone, and I was like virtually by myself.
Getting back to the gym and being around kids provided the heartbroken father comfort.
And they've helped me. People have helped me. Now I'm working with these kids and stuff, help me. Come on, Bryce, make them baskets. Come on, E. And I've got kids who have come through my program who are in college now. I've got kids who are tremendous high school players, and then I got kids who weren't so great in athletics, but they were great intellectually, going to school, going to Harvard. I got kids all over the place. Come on, KJ, get on him, K. I believe that God took my son and gave me a whole bunch of other kids. I always looked at it like that.
And looking back, the former Ute sees in the events of '66 a seismic shift in American culture that turns out was much bigger than himself or any other player.
It was significant. It was a significant time. It definitely changed basketball forever, as that all of a sudden, kids who couldn't go to school, certain schools, they could go to them schools now.
In the shadow of the Texas Western victory that spring, Chambers went on to be the 6th overall pick in the NBA draft. His legacy layered in basketball and in helping a new generation of all ethnicities
Good kids. This is our future right here.
chase their dreams.
What are you most proud of?
I guess my kids. I guess these kids that I've worked with over the years, probably the best of me. They probably got the best of me, you know.
Reporting from Los Angeles, Sammy Linebaugh for The Mountain.
Well, next month, Chambers is retiring from the Pan Pacific Rec Center after 25 years. He says he still keeps in touch with many of his former teammates. And by the way, everyone we talked to about this story told us if Utah's big man George Fisher hadn't broken his leg in the conference championship, there would have been no Glory Road. Utah would have been the national champions. Now, Coach, you were at that 1966 game. How big was it?
Absolutely. How about JC with the spin move, the kiss off the glass, 25.5. Well, unbelievable. No, it was at the University of Maryland Cole Fieldhouse. I sold programs. I was sitting right under the basket. No question about it. Great thrill. Didn't sell a whole lot of programs that day. I'm still paying money back to the program director because I did not sell programs, but sat right under the basket and watched JC do a spin move.
That was a great story by Sammy Linebaugh. Well, Pregame Live has come to an end. Thanks for hanging out with us. For the coach, Marty Fletcher, and the Hall of Famer, Andrea Lloyd, I'm Marius Payton. After the break, it's Utah and Air Force. Enjoy, and we'll catch you at the half.